Okay, sorry. Hello, all. Welcome to yet another exciting Tech Talk session. I can't believe that today we are having our fifth Tech Talk. People who have been with me for quite a time and they know how we started. Like we were brainstorming, saying that let us do something for the community. Let us invite people. Let us understand more. Let us share knowledge more from that small idea that we were all brainstorming today. Now are here having our fifth session, and this is going to be an exciting one. Why not? Even 50 is also a milestone, right? We are reaching to double digit, but we are midway now. 4 runs to ho gaya, ek boundary ho gaya, and we made one more run. We are making one more run. So I'm super excited to bring Alex. I have known Alex since many years. The time when we met in I think in the training where we were doing kernel porting or USB or ARM thing, right? LPC 2148, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, LPC 2148. Srinivas training in Kormangala. Then I went to his house when he was working for, that time I was also working for Bosch, and he was also working for Bosch, but in Coimbatore, and I was here in Bangalore. So we sat and we actually brainstormed like we should one day actually start a company and all those things. We went in that direction a bit, but later our ways got diverted because of other priorities. Nevertheless, it's exciting to see him now here. And I'm also super excited when he has sent me on WhatsApp his new channel and the new avatar that he has taken, where he is now helping people who are starting their journey in embedded systems. And this is where our roads are again meeting. I think it is destined. Universe has this grand plan of bringing in people at some point of time. And then we think that, oh, nothing is working, and we divert, but universe says that, oh, it's only a temporary comma. It's not a full stop. So here, Mr. Alex, complete name Alexander, will be teaching us his expertise of dealing with Arduino in a very, very simple manner. So Alex, the stage is yours. And by the way, all the questions, please kindly put it in the chat box so that he can answer it at the end. Unless and until it is a question that can't be waited till the end. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good evening to one and all. Is my voice is audible? Yeah. So I'm very excited to see one and all. This is a very nice platform, I feel. And yeah, thanks for the very kind and nice introduction about me, how we both have started the journey and how you met. So now let me share my presentation. So what could be there, the takeaways from this session, which will be going to take for 45 minutes to 1 hour. So that is the sessions we have planned, and we kept some hour for the Q&A. So we will discuss the lot of things. Yeah. Thank you. So now I am sharing my screen. Can I share my screen? Yeah, I think, yeah. So here is the career tips on the embedded system, especially for the Arduino. So I am the Alex, having a 15 years of an experience in the embedded world, where I typically worked for three functional levels: means, a firmware, RTOS, and Linux. So these are the three things we try to see it out. So for this a session or things, we will be having these things. The first is the non-technical, technical, and Q&A. So like this, I segregated, and we try to see what are the challenges we will try to face in each one of this area. Okay, so this is the agenda. So we try to see it each one of these things. Okay, so when we are starting the career, there is called as in a shift from the academic and the marks are grade oriented to the industry, business, currency, or a professional world. So this is the shift we need to understand. Where we need to focus is basically the business. So this is the first shift we need to consider. The second shift is nothing the personal, family to the professional and business world. Again, I'm representing it is a business world. The third shift is I know world to the I prove and showcase, and there will be dependency on me. So you need to create a dependency on you such a way that the business goes fine. So these are the shift, the three shift we need to make. That's the first thing we need to consider when you are moving from the one world to the other world. If you're taking the world things, academics, marks, or a personal, family, or I know world into the business, there is called as a drastic pain we need to face it. So this is the one of the awareness I want to bring into your notice. Okay. Okay. So what are the things that are required to be successful in this professional world? The first one will be the most important one will be the business mindset. So how the business, the CEO or an MD or a VP, so how they will be think, so ROI, return on investment, return on asset, the value proposition or efficiency, all these things they try to think from that. So until unless if you don't understand the business mindset, yes, we are standing one step below. You may think why I'm not getting any success, why I'm getting so much tough in the career. You are one step below. That is nothing but the business mindset. The second one will be the lot of people when they come after the work to the family or when they go out, they try to say that I'm fed up with my work. There is a lot of challenges. It is nothing but the second point I want to emphasize on the mental toughness and emotional freedom. It's nothing but the art of dealing with people and leadership skills. This is the very, very fundamental skills we need to have it. Then only we can survive or sustain our growth in the career. Means in every day there is a problems, that is nothing but the changing the priority, no clarity, no resources. On top of that one, it has been pressurized situations. You try to face it. If you don't have the mental toughness and emotional freedom, you will definitely burst out. Means says that I don't want to go to the career anymore. So the second, the most important one will be the mental toughness and emotional freedom. And when you're coming on to the third thing, you may have a lot of in a technical skill. The most important thing will be the need of the hour. Need of the hour is much more important to that one. And again, the full stack means functional plus domain or an industry or application. So if you make it as in a full package, then it will be the dependency will be created on you. Now, the fourth one, the most important thing will be the, yeah, sorry. Can I go ahead? Yeah. The fourth one, the most important thing will be the being in the top ranking. Means you need to maintain the competitive spirit. There will be challenges like as in office politics, blaming, fighting. All these things is common because you are there in the top ranking and competitive spirit. You need to bear this one. Means that the tough competition we need to bear it. And the last but not least, marketing and selling and self promotion is most important thing. So if we have these 5 points from beginning of the day to the retirement, when you want to get out from this one, these 5 things will reward you like anything. If you miss any one of the things, you will be beaten by the career like anything. So, but which one do I need to consider? Means the time will show you which is the very priority or important thing that the employer is expecting from you, that you need to guess out of these five which one is expecting that you need to do. The rest of the things, it will take a time. Again and again, it will give a chance to prove all these five things. Don't expect that all the five things you need to show at a given time, one at a time. What the situations required, that you need to assess and prove it in that direction. Yeah. Now, again, there is a three different categories of an organizations or companies are there, which is nothing but the small means startup, mid mean those are having in between the small and MNCs, and the MNCs will be having more than five. And so this is a rough segregation I made. So where what the point I want to bring into your notice, mean each company has its own challenges, its own obstacles, its own problems, and its own opportunities. So this point you need to consider which company is good, which company is bad, none, because you are eliminating and running away from the companies by seeing the problem. In one word, if I want to say, all these things, they're hiring you to solve their specific problem with your skills. So if you're seeing this is a very good company, this is a very bad company, that's at every company. What I understood, it is having its own challenges, its own problems, its own obstacles, and top of that one, how you're converting the problems and obstacles into the opportunity is the game. And even after having 15 years of an experience, that from that experience I learned working hours, working culture, reporting manager, salary, or office dynamic. Some of the times, most of these things, or any one of these things, any two of these things, it doesn't have in our control. Means whatever it is not there in your control, if you want to chase and if you want to control it, you will become a mad. So known thing is working hours, working culture, reporting manager, CTC, and office dynamics, you need to tolerate and adjust, because you are joining in a company. The company or organization is not joining with you. And here is one more tip I want to add. Its interview is nothing but as an evaluate your technical skills and non-technical skills. Means in the interview, you need to convince the machine and convince the human. Human mean how you are explaining your communication skills, your presentation skills, your negotiation skills, your conflict management skills, or your uh, telling the things in a proper order. It could be as a story, how you are narrating such a way that the other person is grabbing my points or not. So that's a related to the human. So the second one is machine. There is a lot of languages, C++, Python. Each language which have a set of syntax, keywords, APIs, libraries. All these things we need to familiar. Then we write certain instructions in a step-by-step manner, then only the machine can understand. And there is a very common difference between the human and machine is humans has emotions and feelings. Machines doesn't have emotions and feelings. Where the syntax is ready, it can give the output. Either you write or somebody will write, it doesn't matter. If you follow the syntax, it will give the output. But in a human, you need to see how do I need to make, which time do I need to go, what the things I need to tell first. The ordering is also very important when coming onto the human. Means the point I want to convey to you, a dealing of in a human to a machine is totally different. So you must understand in the work area, every day you have to face these two elements. One side is the human nature, another side is the machine nature. So you need to dynamically shift these two things, I'm only convinced that you mission mean you will not survive in a longer duration. Or if I convince the human mean with your communication skills, there sometimes you have to face issues if you don't understand the code. So in one word, I can say both is important in a successful career. That's point I want to bring into your notice. And attitude, skills, knowledge, these three things we need to continuously build when the day one to the when you want to retire or whatever the journey you're having. Attitude, skills, knowledge, every day we need to learn knowledge, knowledge with experience converting into the skills, and you have to maintain this one. And whenever you are joining to the company, don't blame that the company doesn't return me good returns, doesn't give me the good opportunity, that manager is like that, the team is like that. First you need to consider, you need to study the company profile, what kind of a project, what kind of a service they are handovering to the customer, and go to the Glassdoor, LinkedIn. You know, you need to do such and research on a company. Whenever the company is taking an employee, they are doing the screening, they are doing the technical round, they are doing the managerial round, then they are doing the HR round, then only they're rolling out the offer. Means 3 to 4 rounds of in a screening they are taking when you're stepping into their company. Similarly, we are giving our time, we are giving our energy, we are giving our skills. Mean we need to grill in the same manner whether the company is going to be in my resume or in my life or not. That's very first most thing we need to do, then only we will grow. Otherwise, just if you keep on blaming, the employer also will say you didn't do your work, just join because of a desperate need behind the money. He tried to portray it in that manner. Now let us go to the next slide. So even if you are joined, some of the people, they say that I have joined in XYZ organization. So you have any tips, how do I, the previous slide shows that before joining the company or after joining the company, what kind of things we need to carry. But after joining the first month or first week or first 3 months, what are the things we try to do it? So here is the one. We need to take it as an A4 sheet with as an C1, C2, C3, C4. You can consider C5 like a column. The first C1, you need to take it as my feelings and my emotions at the workplace, because feelings or emotions will drive the humans like anything. And the second one, we need to take the project, task, work, responsibilities. It has been assigned to you. You must understand your boundaries. The third one will be the who is your reporting manager, his attitude, his expectations, or whatever the responsibilities is handed over to you, must understand him, because he's a human element is attached to him along with as a manager. And C4 will be the core team members or other team members, their attitude, their behavior. In the C4, if other people are doing something, the manager is appreciating, then the working things, you need to copy it and replicate it, because you are also going to be appreciated. If other team members are getting as in a blaming or getting as in a not working things, please don't copy that one, because you are also going to get. For the manager, every person is similar to him, under him. Those who are working, he will be feel very better, and those the things that is not working. So day one, you need to do it, and again you need to do within the company itself. If the project to project you have changed, manager to manager you have changed, or another new company you went, so again you have to feel such a way that these are the things. Just by having the data, I can get it as an award? No, Baba, it is you are really taken. So what you have to understand from this exercise is C2, C3, C4, C5. Let us consider C5 also, the core team members and other team members. These are the constants. Mean you just understand and observe them, and based on that one, you need to understand the C1, why my feelings and emotions at the workplace is rising. you need to control, because C2 cannot change, it's just a constant. C3 cannot change, it's again a constant. C4 it cannot change, it's only the constant. If you're trying to change the constants in the C or C++ or any Python programming, again it will throw an error. Similarly in a life, this C2, C3, C4 are just a constant. How you need to maintain the C1 at the optimal level, why my feelings and emotions are rising, mean you need to understand from internal of yourself. Mean you are expecting, that's not going to work out. The way you were thinking, the way you are expecting, that's not going to be worked out. Such where the C1 is a very important factor. That is, you need to understand what is happening in your mind and internal to yourself. That is the lesson here. Now, yes, now it is the time we are shifting from the non-technical to the technical world. So the previous slides is just focusing on the how to maintain a good career in a company. So what are the things we have learned? The first one will be business mindset. The second one will be the mental toughness and emotional freedom. The third one is the technical skills, especially the need of the hour. And if we have full stack, application and domain is a very important. The fourth one is the ranking, branding. A tough peer competition is very much important. The last one is nothing but the marketing and self promoting. So this is the first. If you have to, every time when you wake up from the sleep or wherever you are, you must understand this thing. This is the first 5 elements. If all these 5 things is there in your blood, nobody can stop you. If none of them is there, please slowly build one by one, such a way that your career will become, or your job can be as stable. And in the second slide, we have seen C1, C2, C3, C4. Yes, you have to do the exercise. You need to control only the C1. That is only in your control. C2, C3, C4, that's not at all been there. And in between one of the slide, we emphasize it's an interview or in a job. It is having a 2 tracks. One is nothing but doesn't convince the human and convince the machine. If anyone you have a difficulty, mean you need to have it as a 2. That's mean you must understand how do I need to convince the machine and how do I need to convince the human. In the place of a human, your manager will come, your customer will come, your co-team members will come, your project leader can become. So because of these are the human things will be there at one side, because you need to, because these persons, project leader, project manager, or the CEO or MD, those person only can understand your progress and give the position. Sir, I'm manager, whatever it's maybe you can represent, but I will only concentrate about the mission. Mean who is going to recognize your work? You need to promote or you need to market it. You need to do self promotion. What the skills you have, totally you need to take your entire experience, all the skills into the package. You need to present in front of the CEO or MD, customer, in wherever is the possibilities are there. What are the challenges? Why they don't put it onto them now? Because of shy, what the people will think about me. The second one, I am waiting for the best opportunity. Let me try next. Fear of failure. All these things is making you into the next stage such a way that the chance never come. Even if you're going to relieve tomorrow and the employer will say that you never prove it, but what you are saying is I am waiting to prove next time. That is the last day you are terminated, you are telling that. So where you can prove it again and again, every day in a company, it is showing that you need to prove your skills. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay, but present all your skill to employer. Please don't hesitate. That is the lesson I'm a tip to you. Now let us move to the embedded, which is the technical things. So embedded systems or embedded world, we'll having at a broader spectrum. We try to divide into the 2 things. One is a functional or industry or a domain. So we try to make it as a 2 vertices. One is called functional skills, another one is called industrial domain skills. In the functional skills also, again, it has been divided into 3 categories. One is called as embedded firmware or bare metal. The second one will embedded ATAs. The third one is embedded OS. So everything is prefixed with embedded because we want to, whatever the work we are doing, it is not going to work on our laptop or a desktop. Embedded means there is a one specific hardware, there is some specific controller or processor will be there. So that programs, whatever we are writing or we are compiling, it will not run on x86, means on a laptop or a desktop. So the embedded prefix means there is specific target, there is specific board will be there. So these are the three categories are there. The first one is the firmware, the second one the ATAs, third one will the OS. The OS is having so many features and the firmware will be the bare metal. So in between some features of an OS like a scheduler or a locking mechanism, some of the things they have taken and make it as an ATAs. So the concepts it has been taken and applied onto the ATAs. Now coming on to the industry and domain, automobile, telecommunication, medical, automation, RFID or RF. These are the some of the things, but if you search it, there is a lot of an industry or a domain are there. So combining these two, functional plus industry or a domain, you will be the king in the embedded systems or embedded world. Because any one of these is also, if you don't have it, if the customer speaking, your manager is speaking, your client is reporting in industrial domain language or the terminology, we will feel awake. We will feel that that's not belongs to us. So sometimes if you're feeling that's not belongs to us, then you are not playing the game. Then your mind, your body may be present, but your mind is absent. So and I work in a Bosch where I was very good at the functional skills, but they have given as an industrial domain. So I feel this is the lessons learned because it took time. So industry and domain, both of these two are very important to us. That's the one I want to assess or stress over this slide. Now let us go to the next slide. So in this one, we are majorly focused in the firmware or bare metal. The rest of the two things that is called as embedded ATAs and embedded OS, we have given as an information sake. But we are deep diving into the embedded firmware or bare metal. So when you consider the firmware or bare metal, most probably it's a microcontroller which can be 8-bit, 16-bit or 32-bit. So only we are rotating or we are around the microcontroller. So if you consider the microcontroller, it has an IDE, integrated development environment, which is used for an coding, and along with that one they have given as a predefined or implemented API to make our life as an easy. From there we need to start. And along with this microcontroller, the board will be, it has to do some purpose, which be having the sensor where we try to take the data and we try to drive it into the output. So sensor and actuators or the display indicators is very normal. In other case, if you cannot directly put the chips onto that one, we tried, sorry, the voice. Can you mute this one? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Apart from this chips which is on the board, we sometimes we may get the daughter boards also where we need to extend it and we try to see it, and we need to decode the daughter board, and we need to we need to take that board into the main board. So that's one of the thing. And during the sensor actuators daughter board, we need to write the coding if it is having a library, or we have to start writing by reading the chips, that is a TRM or a data sheet. Here, the main fundamental things is, as in firmware, we need to read, the main thing is the data sheets or the TRM, technical represent manual. Yeah, that's the thing. So we need to read all those things. Based on that one only, we try to come. And here is a PCB, bill of material, POC, proof of concept, testing, packaging, entire thing, how we try to make it as a module and we try to give it. So embedded firmware is rotating around all these things by doing a specific application, specific purpose. So what are the challenges you try to face over the a firmware, in the sense they may want to make it as an Ethernet, but the microcontroller doesn't have the Ethernet chip, or they want to make the USB, but the microcontroller doesn't have the USB port, or they want as a Wi-Fi, but the microcontroller doesn't have, or they want as in Bluetooth. So these kind of challenges, knowingly or unknowingly, the CEO or MD, whoever is the project manager, sometimes they go and compare with as an any other mobile or any other 32-bit, and why can't you put it? The hardware capabilities is not there, mean we cannot do it. That slide we try to come to the next. So now if you see firmware is equal to hardware plus software, if you don't have the hardware, your software cannot do anything, because it's a near hardware programming code. We are not like as an x86 where the application you write it at the bottom, hardware they can take it. So here we are bothering about the building both the hardware and software. Means in the embedded firmware or bare metal, you must know the schematics, what is all the components is there, their data sheets, all the information you need to have, whether it is called as digital design or an analog world. Both the things you must have it. And for this one in the software, we try basically concentrating on the C and C++ languages only. If you have some micro Python, mini Python, it will be there, but it is taking time to evolve. The wrappers, it has been written from C or C++ to the Python, so that is taking time. And that's one, reading the data from the external world, and we need to specifically use the IDE based API, how we need to read, or if we don't have just a microcontroller itself, so we need to understand the microcontroller, the particular peripherals like ADC, DAC, timer, counter, PWM. So all these things we try to read it, and we need to come which interface it is there, what is the protocol, what is the hardware component. Hardware component says what are the registers we need to configure, which registers do we need to read, that's hardware. Protocol interface says that I2C, SPI, UART, one wire, two wire, all this can kind of things is the interface or protocols related thing. Similarly, when you want to write the processor data to the outside world, again we try to see how you can control stepper motor, DC motor, RNA, servo motor, or LCD, LED, 7-segment, rolling. All these things we need to understand. Again, there is interface, protocol, hardware. In between input and output, the data once we have received, we need to process and we need to calibrate using the lookup table and formulas. These formulas we need to make it, and how it should be feasible, and how we need to understandable to the end user. Coming on to the embedded firmware and bare metal. So these are the some of the things or challenges we try to see it. Even though if the code is not directly available, we need to take from the cross platform, whether it is an RTOS or OS, wherever it is there, we need to take the code, strip out the unwanted things and make it as an into our platform, make it as an compile or build it. So that is our responsibility. Or we need to read the data sheets and write the code from the starting. Either way you need to do, but at the end of the day, the code need to be worked and properly commented and understandable format. And reading the TRM data sheets is a mandatory. Reading the entire code, how the code flow it is happening is a mandatory. Calibration and formulas, yes, we need to do. Again, in this microcontroller, when you have choose the controller itself, the flash is limited, the RAM is limited, or EEPROM is limited, the controllers which is there is limited. So if a code is running above these resources, again we cannot make it. So we need to consider these are the limited resources. We need to optimally write the code. That is also very important things. If the resources is running, we cannot do it, because we cannot extend it. So because it's already prototyped and everything is over. So like that, we need to see, means we need to consider there is a limited resources in this one. Always we try to see 10 to 20% is buffer when you are choosing. The code should not be. And very important thing coming on to the embedded firmware and bare metal, it's everybody say it's very simple, it's overwhelming. I know, but the end of the day, I cannot. If you cannot complete it, yes, you try to get it. I know I done or I can do it. That's the everything is in the air. But actually, you need to complete it. Everywhere there is challenges will be there, either in embedded firmware or embedded ATAs or embedded voice at the functional levels. And as per my understanding, if you want to bring out, I'm not including the application or industry specific things at the functional level. 2 to 4 people is the maximum to bring into the sustainable stage, whatever the functions they want to have it. So that's what my understand. But maybe if it has been extended to the service, or you are again and again you are giving the revisions based on the present project, you have some modification to bring other customers into the segment. That are all the rest of the things where high amount of the resources is required. Just basically I have given the rough estimation of the 2 people. Don't think that in our company or my organization so many people mean there, so many vertices will be there, so many variations will be there, so many customers are there. So in that case you can have a number of resources. It's just a case study. And so here now the time is called as I think it is called as 9:40. Yeah. Now let me take into the my things how I have created the YouTube channel with your permission. And this is only the last slide I want to give it. So here, this is the Arduino based Arduino boards. You have very familiar. You can see Arduino Uno, Arduino Micro, Arduino Nano. So all these things is revolving around the Atmega. So these are the boards, and Arduino is promoting these boards. So based on that one, I was impressed. I also having the embedded firmware skills, and how do I need to make much more useful those who want to enter into the embedded world at the functional level. So I want to do something. So I started with this an Arduino projects, like as Alex Arduino projects. That's the YouTube channel. This is the beginners into the embedded world in the functional level. And it's a firmware, which is the Arduino board. It's Atmega 8-bit microcontroller. Various sensors, various data boards we have used. It's nothing but interfacing, processing, and showing the outcome. And in this channel, we are providing all the resources that are required, and the live connection diagram, how it will be look, and the live connections. We are doing the connection in the live. Code explanation, code link also we are giving, and demonstration also we are doing in this one. If anyone is interested, yes, you can look out our channel. If it is resonate with your interest, please like and subscribe to our channel. That's one of the our channel introduction to you. And here is the time if we have any Q&A, and if your question is related to these things and with my experience, yes, I will definitely help out to give the answer. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, people can unmute and ask their questions. This is the time that you can ask any, I believe, Arduino specific questions, because as per my request, Alex actually segregated the whole information into non-technical and technical. Because please understand that if he has to take only Arduino projects, there are, apart from his website, there are many other resources that you can get in the internet and you can understand. But this kind of knowledge, do you all think it is really priceless that you have heard something which is non-technical and also technical that you can never get in any website? If you agree, type yes in the chat box. Yes, the information that he has given, which is non-technical, we all think that, and we all live in a lot of assumptions, but the information that he has given is much beyond something that we can never understand by reading a book or doing a project or watching a YouTube channel. So this is the time. We have 45 minutes gone. 15 minutes still we have, and this is the time that you can ask any specific question that related to Arduino, because he has been with Arduino and he has done multiple number of projects in Arduino. So any project that you are doing, you have some doubt, any with respect to interfacing any shield with of Arduino that you have experience with and facing trouble, I think this is the right time.
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah. So I'm opening the channel so that you can see it over here. So yeah, so you can see the videos. So we have done with us a pulse oximeter by using the max 30102, and here you can see the Arduino coding also we have explained in a 5 minutes. Here we are making as an electronics dice with as an Arduino, and here you can see the toll gate using the ultrasonic sensor, and you can see the flame or fire detection. This is the rain detector or in a raindrop sensor we have interfaced with as an Arduino. Every project, the common dot will be the Arduino. The clock DS1307, which is an I2C based a real-time clock, we have interfaced with this one. And here you can see the RFID. So how we can in the office or in a metro stations, in the malls, wherever you can see there is called as an RFID. So how you can read and give the access control, here it has been explained. Now here you can see in every home there is called as an IR remote is there. With that IR remote, can we decode it and control the LEDs by using the Arduino? For that, all the things which is required here we are explained. Here is LM35. This is analog temperature sensor we are taking, and we are displaying the temperature onto the LCD. Here by using the servo motor, we are making there's a car window wiper system. You can see it. And here is the touch. So we are how to make is a smart touch switch. So in nowadays, you can see the switch in our homes, it has been replaced with as a smart. So the advertisement is going on. Such things we have inspired and made this one. Even in this case also you can see Arduino Uno R4, where two boards it has been released, Minima and the Wi-Fi. So we are about to get these boards, and we try to do the Wi-Fi and RF related project by using the Uno R4. And here is the obstacle distance. We are using ultrasonic sensor and displaying the how far the obstacle is there from the things. We are displaying the distance also. Here is a 7-segment display. Here is the LED chaser, where we can see the different patterns on the LEDs. So these are the things you can see, and LCD display. And this is also instead of the obstacle distance, we are displaying with us a red, green, and yellow like a traffic light we are making. So this is the very much useful when we are making as a line follower an object detector like a car. So if the obstacle is far, we can move. Yellow mean we are cautious, and red mean we can stop. So this is the basic idea behind this one. This is channel introduction, where we are telling us in 3 more important values, that is creative, innovative, and simplify, along with us in a personal goals, that is nothing but as in sharing, caring, and growing. So this is the channel values from the professional and personal. And how to set up the IDE if anybody wants to do the IDE. So here is the one. So how to follow all these things we have explained, how to blink an LED, and introduction to the embedded systems. Everything it has been explained over here. The rest, this is the just for a science project, and the heartbeat sensor. And here you can, this is also science, and this is the humidity DHT, humidity and temperature sensor, it has been there. And here we have explained the UART, how the UART will work, and the Arduino. So like this, we have kept around some as a 27 videos. The 2 of things will be the science. So we want to exclude that one. If we go to the playlist, The playlist is dedicatedly having the Arduino project. You can see it over here. So these are the things you can follow. So you are asking Arduino related help, everything it has been over here. And if you have any doubts, please write in the comment. I will get back within a 24 hours if any kind of a project. Along with this one, we are at as in 27, the two of the things. In this month and next month, we are trying to make the other project to looks make it as in 100. So that is our challenge over here. So you can see innovative, creative, and simplify. And Tuesday and Friday at 4 p.m. as per the IST timings, we are releasing the videos. Every week, minimum 2, but if the time permits, we are making as a 3. So like this, we are planning. So regarding the Arduino, so this channel will definitely help. So I can, and in this one, we are concentrating the first one, we are explaining the resources, what is required. The second one with the what is the connecting diagram we are explaining on the whiteboard. The third thing is we are making the live connection using the breadboard. And fourth one, we are opening the code and we are explaining the code. So these are the four along with the demonstration. Yeah. Thank you. And if you have any doubts, yes, you can ask me.
Yeah, there are already certain questions in the chat box. So there is a question from Dinesh. Dinesh says that I am a fresher to embedded domain. I had experienced other domains, but how to get to embedded?
I'm a fresher to the embedded domain. I had experience in other domain and how to get into the embedded. Yes, you can shift it by if you're passionate to the embedded systems. Yes, by daily putting some hours into the practice and by following the systematic way, yes, definitely you can enter into the embedded system. I can say if you're consistently following the channel and reading the data around this one with us and in a putting efforts, okay, minimum of in a 2 to 3 months, yes, you can grab it, and based on that one, yes, you can create your profile and you can get be hired in the embedded domain or embedded systems, definitely. So in order to do that one, at least 1 to 2 months of an effort, a minimum of in a 3 months, I can say, because I cannot guess what kind of the background you have, electronics or that information will definitely help out to me to give the clarity. Yeah. Next question.
So Mumal, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yeah, hello, sir. This is Momal this side. First of all, I'll really appreciate all your guides regarding the technical and the non-technical aspects. On that note, sir, I just wanted to know that being a fresher, I needed to start with Arduino and then move to other microcontrollers. So is there any kind of similarities that I need to consider while preparing for these controllers? Or how much should I know about Arduino so that it can help me when I move to ARM processors and STM32 that basically I use in the industrial domain?
Yeah. So this is also very good question. So how much we can transfer from this platform to the next platform? So the Arduino is the Atmega is a 8-bit microcontroller. So when you are moving to the controller, so what are the main things it will try to change is the flash and these things. And internally we need to compatible. We need to read I2C SPI UART. If you don't want that, IDE will give the APIs. So every microcontroller in nowadays will have the IDE. So you need to have the control on the IDE so that you can easily make it. But beyond that one, yes, you must know I2C, SPI, UART, these communications, and you must understand reading the TRM or a data sheets, and you must understand the schematics, and you must understand the firmware is equal to hardware plus software. How you can easily change from one platform to other platform. Even I work for PIC, I work for AVR, I work for an Atmel, and I can work with a Renesas, I can work with as an LPC boards. So 5 to 6 boards I can easily work. So it doesn't make any things, but the need of the hour, if I want to concentrate that interface related chapters I need to read, that interface related APIs I need to make it comfortable. All these things I was doing. Even if say the Alex Arduino project, every day I'm taking a new project where I need to read about the data board, I need to read about the interface, I need to process it and display it. You are only considering when you are shifting from project to project. But in my daily, I was taking a one challenge and reading and doing. So the 4 steps, if you take our video, we are telling the resources is required, schematics, how it will be, that also we are drawing. The third thing will be the live connection. The fourth one is code work. If you mentioned this one to an employer, he will definitely impress, because he want to know what you can do for him with the clarity you need. So if you know this much, and you can ask, I need some time. If you want to change from A board to the B board, or A processor to B processor, in this case, you need to understand the IDE, you need to understand which of the protocol or the TRM specifications, all these things you need to process it. Otherwise, it takes time. That's what I can say. But one board familiarity, I can say you can definitely manage with any one of the other microcontroller boards.
So hardware projects are needed, or simulation can help me to
Simulation
go
wise, people will say that they try to get the outcome, but when they do practically, even if you consider, in my case, in the beginner, if you get 100 boards, okay, 50 boards in one bunch, it will try to work. Even though we are putting the same firmware, 50 boards will work, but the 50 boards will not work. What is the case? So means there will be a loose connection, soldering issue, or some kind of a minimal kind of thing. Out of the 100, 50 will work. The rest of the 25 is slight changes it is required. But the last 10, there will be some major problems will be there. Like that, I observed. 50 will definitely will work. 25 with minute, and 25 will be the problem. So you need to dig it. So simulation is only work with as in a software, but the hardware you need to consider it, because at the end of the day, the employer is looks like a packaging. Software, hardware, the outcome is bothering. You cannot emphasize that I simulated in the software. If you say 10 to 15 times, you will get irritated. Everywhere we need to say where our experience and how to package and how to sell and impress the employer is the matter.
Okay, sir.
Means
Thank you, sir.
runtime and day-to-day issues, how quickly we can solve it. In one of the employer called me and he asked me, there is a one issue here, you can solve me. I'm only giving 2 hours. I'm going for the lunch and I will get back to you after the lunch. If you can do it. Otherwise, you can leave it. That's only he has written me and he went for the lunch. And I checked everything, and this is the issue. When he returned and we are replaced, it started working. So
Okay, sir.
employers only wants your results. You don't want to what kind of things, what kind of degrees, what kind of process you have done. Whether you solve this thing after the solving the issue, he asked me to sit and he had a tea break and everything with me for 2 to 4 hours. Then only he will give the time to us. Yeah. I
Okay,
hope I
sir.
answered your question. Yeah.
Yes,
Next
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another question. Anmol is asking, like, what makes Arduino better or different than other boards?
Nothing. It is having. It is also one of the board. It is there is no things we cannot replace with this one with any other microcontrollers with as an AVR, Atmel, PIC. Everything will be going to do the same thing for us, because why we are telling to you, if employer chooses one thing, so we need to go, because employer will have so many resources under him. He has started his project maybe on the PIC or an Atmel or AVR, so we need to consider. As per my understanding, the Atmel or AVR board is so great, other board is so dumb. I cannot categorize them. Only I think in Arduino, what they are doing is they are pushing to sell their boards, in that they are giving as an open forum that is called open source libraries, and they are promoting continuously. They are improving on to this one. Even Arduino and Atmega is nothing, but they are using Atmega microcontroller. Arduino is not at all making the microcontrollers. They are using the microcontroller of someone. Their board name is Arduino. No, they are not making any microcontrollers. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, before that, people who are new to this community but do not want to miss any updates that we are giving, definitely we will be sending messages and we will be there on LinkedIn and other things. But if you don't want to miss any updates and you will want to have a mail actually delivered to you, please sign up in the Google form. So any other questions so people can ask?
Regarding the Arduino, we have briefly and neatly we have explained and kept the video so that in your free time or whenever you are there, yes, you can, because it's available in front of you. So that's one of the things I didn't emphasize much thing. I have covered the out layer, every inner details, every details it has been mentioned in this one. In the coming days also we are trying to do most of the project. The main intention of the channel is to get the freshers on board into the employer. So that is reaching the fresher to into the employment zone. So this these things is based on that one. If you continuously follow and learn and implement it, definitely there are certain things. And in the channel or into Vamshi, we try to give the list of the company, those who are looking for the especially embedded firmware, where they are only considering the 4 of the factors, whether you can explain your project neatly, whether you have the confidence to take up the project. That's only the things they are looking out.
Clear. Understood. So one of my mentees yesterday sent me a mail. I helped him in creating resume, and he floated that resume, and he got in just 2-hour gap, he got 2 interview calls. And I'm very surprised. I'm still in a shock to understand that, oh, is this how the recruitment pattern has changed? And what has changed? That company 1 has given a complex program. It has given an input file, and it has given the project or the work to be done as write a C code or C++ code, which will transform this file into an output file. So the output file, the format of the output file, few entries were also given because I have to know what should be the output, right? And they have given 48 hours for this person to actually code either in C or C++. Because when I went to that company website and when I saw that company is market leader in Wi-Fi data acquisition. They have machines which will, in a remote fashion and using Wi-Fi, they acquire data. So once they acquire data, they acquire very bits and pieces of data. So it gets pumped up into server, and the server just stores it in a very raw format. Then the code which these people write should actually process it and convert into a different form. That's one example. And 48 hours is the time given. And there is another company which he got interview call from. These people also sent him a code, and it is on ESP32 because that company is into climatic control. So they have equipment which has to do climate control. Now the example, it is not a small example, it is not a very big example, but yes, for a fresher, it is the biggest example that I can give and test. And the time given, 24 hours. Now, what is that example? You have 3 switches to ESP32 and you have one OLED display. Switch 1, if I press, I can make one channel on, and I can keep on pressing it. So for every press, the time duration will increase 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 8 seconds. It means the controller will read number of presses. For every press, there is certain timestamp also attached, or the quantum of time. The second switch is I can press again, similar to time on. In the second switch, it is time off. And the third switch is channels. There are 8 channels. So I say 1, 2, 3, 4, and I press 4 times. It means now this controller has to scan 4 channels. And when it is scanning, the scanning operation should be on, for certain amount of time, which I would have fed already from key 1 press, and the scanning will stop for the duration of time that I have fed using switch 2. See, I took so much time even to explain the problem, right? Now imagine this person has to code, and I could show you the evaluation criteria also. They were saying the code has to be readable. There should not be any bugs. And that person is expecting the person who is attending this interview or something to actually draw a schematic also how you have done that with ESP32. Trust me, this is how the game is going to change. Why, if you ask me the reason? Today we have tools with us that I give a requirement and I'm good enough to talk with ChatGPT. If I'm clever enough to talk with ChatGPT, I can churn out some code. But help me understand, if these kind of questions I give to ChatGPT, can it answer?
No.
Now, how many of you agree with me that ultimately your hands-on experience matters? Type yes in the chat box. Yes, Vamsi, we agree. Hands-on experience is the thing. And if you see, Alex is completely saying the same thing, that hands-on experience matters. And when I had talk with Alex, I think 1.5 weeks back, right? We had a conversation.
Yeah.
I have also learned some video editing, and I asked him, Alex, how are you doing it? And each video, how much time it is taking? 7 to 8 hours. He and his wife are working to get those videos out.
Yeah, because we are this YouTube channel, we are very new, so
Yes.
this writing the script and shooting and taking the takes and finally editing and putting onto the YouTube channel. Yes, it is initially it is taking the time. Slowly we are coming and balancing at the 4 to 5 hours. Initially it took the time because I was experienced in this embedded firmware, so I can code it and test it. That's one of the thing. And
See,
yes,
understand, he is already experienced. So जो actual coding है ना, and all those things, he's actually saving time on that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
investing that time on. But in your case, people who are freshers and trying to get into embedded systems, you have no luxury to just sit and something from sky will get dumped into your mind, and you know that you wake up one fine day and say, yeah, I know I2C, I will interface this. Yes, that gut feeling is good, but it has to be backed up with confidence. Conviction at its core and its foundation has confidence as its base. Without confidence, if you have just a conviction that I can do, no. We are not Bahubali that we can lift that shivling.
Yeah.
We need to do that gym work to lift that. I hope people have also seen that Google form. I can paste the link again. So please sign up for that Google form so that you don't miss these kind of exciting and knowledgeable sessions.
And one more tip I want to add on top of that one. Yes, if you're choosing this embedded firmware, whether the employer or any work is there, like as an we need to improve it. So sometimes we need to keep on write how the particular logic, how it can be written in different format. So that kind of things also we need to try. Don't think that it will only work in one way. So them in employer they will work. Is there any alternative will be there? That time you will feel that, oh, this is the only way. If it's working, why you are asking? Means he is going to test you whether you have any other alternative is there or not. That's one of the thing. The second thing he want to test you, why you stick to the first one only. Why don't you expand your thinking? Why you are only constrained to one box only? You need to think to different way. The same route we can come with as a different. So this person is only know one answer and stick to the one. The employer is very much smart. When you're going for an interview, he will read your mind also. If you say only this one will work, he will again emphasize, Can you think and come up with us another solution, or you can do it a better manner? So means you're only sticking to the one method where you have by-headed or something. It's a good, even though your logic is good, but on a spontaneous manner, can you come up with us another solution? That's the employer expectations.
Yeah. I have a good news. How many of you are interested? Type me in the chat box. This is a very good news, and after hearing this, you will get lot of consoling factor, and you will say that, oh, I am actually in a good spot. Type me in the chat box. Okay. Remember, I took the example of ChatGPT. Imagine that somebody gets onto the ChatGPT and they ask ChatGPT, can you please help me write the functionality or code for me the function string compare or string length or something? What do you think? Can ChatGPT write that code? Type your answer. If you think ChatGPT can write, type yes in the chat box. I say, please ChatGPT, please give me the implementation of string copy. It will do. Now understand. You as an embedded engineer in a company, you got a board which is unique to your product, and you have to write a driver to it. Can ChatGPT do that work? Only you have to do, right? What does it indicate? That embedded engineering or embedded code that we write, only humans can do, at least now. And going forward, maybe for coming 10 years, there cannot be an automated mission or some algorithm which can write, because you have to tell so much about the controller, right? The end device, you have to tell, look, it has this register, each bit means this. It cannot read so many data sheets and understand. Which means going forward, ChatGPT can't replace our jobs. And the world is getting connected. IoT is spreading more and more. Automation is coming. Electric vehicles are coming. Connected vehicles are coming. Space is exploding. Space technology and all those things. We have on one side where the need for embedded engineers is going to increase multifold in the future. At the same time, we are in such a sweet spot that ChatGPT can't replace us. Now help me understand why you people don't want to be in embedded systems or do something in embedded systems. See, it's not that the other domains or other things are not inferior or superior. I'm not saying that. The chance of replacing an embedded engineer is very, very, very costly. If an embedded engineer is leaving and going from a position, companies will think twice, because getting a replacement is very, very tough. I have done so many interviews, and in the first few minutes, I know whether this person is the simulation person or the real hardware person. I'm okay even if they say that, sir, I have done IoT project and it is on Arduino. But I asked them like only one question. As even Alex said, that in interview you have to tell the story. I only used to ask, tell me the biggest problem that you faced and how did you solve it? One question. It's like that Yorker ball. Jana hai to middle stump jana hai, nahi to sixer jana hai. But many a times, I am happy to say that it was always a bowled. Out of 50 people, one person was able to hit a 6. So do not take embedded systems lightly. Put your heart in it, and it is going to repay you so much back that one day you people will remember this Tech Talk number 5. You will remember Alex's face, and you will remember my face. And if there are no questions, let us all come to a gallery mode, which I am enabling. Let us all show our beautiful faces. That I will take a snap, and you people will remember all these faces, that one day, yes, I attended these things and I was able to learn so much. Any more questions? Then we can ask. Otherwise, let's get on to the cameras and it fills my heart with a lot of happiness when I see beautiful faces. Pragati, Bharat, Karnika, Jeena, Uday, Priya. hiding behind camera. Bharat, Priya, Uday. See, we all are waiting for you. Thank you, Uday. Okay, sorry, you can't understood Bharat. I understand. Priya. Okay. And I also feel very happy to see that there's an equal distribution between gents and males. Great. So tomorrow is still Sunday. We have one more weekend. So chill out, smile. Show some thumbs up or something because you learned something. When people learn something, they smile. Isn't it so? 1, 2, 3. Taken. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Next week, stay tuned. Next week's session is going to be something with mindset. Knowledge is fine, but something, how many of you are interested to understand about mindset? Some tricks that will make you feel more confident when you're dejected. What is that psychological thing or something that I do that will make me so confident? So next week is going to be something exciting. I know it is not technical topic, but how many of you saw a sick cricket player or a sick football player? We don't, right? And we know when we fall sick, we apply for a leave. We can't jump and go to office. So mental health and physical health also matters. So that's where I decided that for my community, I need to give something which is on mindset. Yeah. Until next Tech Talk.
Yeah.
I'll say goodbye to you. Yeah, Alex.
Before that, yeah, thank you very much to one and all. And I really thank each one of you your precious time to listening to me and taking some value out of it. Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you to Vamshi for this excellent opportunity. Yeah,
My
thank you very
pleasure.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the people who came first time today and have been constant supporters for my post and all those things, like Pragati. I know when I was struggling on LinkedIn on the early days, she was the one who used to support me. I used to say that if nobody likes the post also, I know Pragati is going to like it and do some comment. And Mumal, I don't know, I think she searched
Yes,
me.
sir.
She searched me when my old account got hacked. But I think
Yes, I got that message,
yeah, she
sir.
searched me again and she contacted me and she was saying, please, I can't able to send message to you. So I was not
Yes,
actually accepting connections, but to just DM her, I accepted her connection and I have sent. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Kamal. It
sir.
means a lot.
Thank
And
you, sir. Your guides are really very insightful. So I'm really looking forward to all the posts and the videos so that it could help me out.
yeah, so few more guides are coming, and I posted one post where I'm preparing a small ebook on Little FS. It is little file system. So it will teach the basics of file system and also how a file system can be implemented. So people who are interested all for that thing also can enter their name in the Google form. So I will send that to you. Digvijay, any few words that you want to say? Your little bit of introduction.
Oh, I am new to this. I have joined through Yashwant. She shared me the link, so I joined today. It's really
Great.
nice to know all this embedded software firmware details.
Yes. So Dinesh, can we have your introduction and Dinesh and Uday so that then we can wrap up. Sunday you can wake up late.
Vamsi, I want to say something.
Yes, Pragati.
Yeah, so you're means I'm saying that you're doing great till when I start the following you, and now you have reached the like you're doing awesome. You know,
Thank
by
you.
and further you have taken the multiple initiative to take the to show the path to the early career professionals. So in embedded system and it's really great, seeing you. Like you can be the inspiration to someone. So like how you take uplift yourself on the like how you have growing professionally, and you take this so less time to grow. You know, really happy for you, and uh, I can be you are my inspiration for the professional growth.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. You have made my day. So I'm planning to actually go to Baskin Robbins now because it gets closed very late. So I want to have ice cream. And this is the reason for me again. And by the way, Pragati, with your permission, can I the bag?
Yeah.
Okay. So I started a podcast called Women in Embedded. This is my what should I say? My service to the female fraternity who are in these embedded things. Now, gents will say, "What? Only women?" I will say, "Yes, only women. It's ladies." And the reason is very simple because to, when I was working in my early career, there were times when I used to step out of my office at 3 a.m. in the morning. अच्छा जाते थे लड़कियों को देखते थे मॉल में and again we used to come and work. So for 3 a.m. coming out of office was not such a big thing. And Hyderabad high-tech city today, it changed a lot. Even that time, it was not so dangerous to walk on roads. But imagine if your sister comes out of office at 3 a.m. and you call at 2 a.m. and your sister says, "Bhaiya, मैं अभी भी office में हूँ," then you will jump out of your bed or chair and you will say, "You are still in office? How come?" These are the restrictions with which women still work, but they create results. So don't you think they need recognition? If you agree, type yes in the chat box. And I'm talking about people who are not married. Add another layer of complexity that when they get married, for a lady to get adjusted when they get married is multiple times painful and troublesome than a gent. With all those things, moving from one comfort of their own home to a different home, living up to expectation and aspiration of other people, and if she becomes a mother, the child, what not is this lady not managing? I mean, she's managing the whole world, but still she will be in the office. She will debug the same I2C problem. She will ensure that the characters are coming and the LEDs are glowing. If she is not able to stay till 3 p.m., she will come morning at 6 a.m. Don't you think women needs to be recognized? And are these people really are not the real stars of the show? And my podcast is a tribute for all these North Stars, these beautiful humans. And today, the first person we took podcast is none other than Pragati. Today we had our podcast. So we will be releasing the podcast also soon. And then, yes, I want you to search in your community those people, those shining stars. And we call them the heroines of embedded community. We want to take their interviews. We don't want the heroines on the glamorous industry. Yes, they do hard work, but these people do real work.
I wish you the lots of success to your podcast, Vamsi.
Yes, definitely. So Mumal, if you are
Yes, sir.
if you are for the game, yes, we want to understand. The reason is very simple. Everyone who narrates their story can be an inspiration to someone else.
Sir, right now I would like to say that I can't be a source of inspiration to anyone because even I'm struggling to get through certain things. So I'm trying.
Take your time. You are in my radar.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And by the way, my
through
co-host is nothing. My co-host also is one of my mentees, Harini. And I told Harini, you be the face of this podcast. And she took up so seriously. Today, when we were having that podcast, I saw similar mic for her also with her. I mean, imagine she's
Oh.
so serious and she bought all these things. She got ready, room, pin drop silence. She told to her husband, "Dobara mat puchna, 1 घंटे tak." And 1 hour we had. It was
Yes, sir.
exciting.
So we are looking forward for more such resourceful
Yes,
like podcasts sessions from you, so that it could really guide us to pave our path towards our destinations. So probably I think your guides will really help me in coming hopefully 1 to 2 months, so that I can be a proud member of your podcast fraternity also.
definitely. I wish you. If there are no questions, and Alex, do you have anything to say at the parting words? Then we can conclude.
Again, thanks for the opportunity. Each one of this community which are there under the Mamshi, I wish all the best in your career and in personal professional life, and take in a spirit such a way that all the things that comes in your life in a sportive and move it. So only the problems will take a time. I definitely feel that the dedication, the whatever the things you have attending these sessions at the 9 p.m., there is a lot of energy, there is a lot of commitment and a lot of dedication. Yes, I can sense each one will become a definitely success, because you are all focused and nothing can stop you if you have a focus, commitment and determination, persistence. The failure doesn't stop all these four. The failure has to bend in front of the focus, concentration, commitment and persistence and commit. Without no doubt, it has to hesitatedly move out of your life, because it doesn't have any power over the focus and concentration, determination and persistence, because it cannot touch these four powerful things. If you have these four, the success in your head. If you don't have this one, the failure will slowly come onto you. That's the only the thing, that dedication you have, that focus you have, that much of a consistency you have very good mentor, and I can take 100% everyone in this community somehow other in a very near future, it is 3 months or 4 months, I don't know how far you're putting, definitely you will become the star in your life. That's I can guess and I can give it as a guarantee.
Great, great. Thank you very much, and thanks for those encouraging words, Alex. So with that note, bye.